This is where God started revealing what he was doing, even though nothing made sense. He was actually disrupting the foundation that we had built for ourselves according to the world system. And guys, I'm not gonna lie. It felt good to be home. It felt good to have more flexibility. It felt good to not be on a time crunch, not rushing, not always having to go out in the cold. It felt good working from home. It felt good that I had time for me. I had more time for my home. I was able to just settle down, calm down, my mind, my body, my spirit, everything. I had time. But I knew that this was not the solution because we didn't have the answer. Me working 3 hours a day, 3 days a week was nothing. But was I grateful for it? Oh my gosh, I was so grateful for it. I was so grateful for the little that God had given to us. He didn't leave us empty-handed, and I've said this before. But something happened shortly after I lost my job, like a few days after I lost my job. Something happened that could have easily confused us. My husband got a significant raise. Now, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about my husband. My husband is a man of integrity. My husband is a man, wherever he goes, he's loved. Wherever he's a hard worker, and he does not follow the trend. My husband stands for his beliefs, and so do I. So my husband had a very great relationship with his boss and his manager and his colleagues. We had an awesome relationship. Like for 10 years he worked there. Great people, wonderful people, guys. Like honestly, they were such a blessing to us. So it's not like his boss was some heartless person, or it was not like that. They had an awesome relationship. They loved each other. She treated him like her own son. So they had a beautiful relationship. So when he got the raise, because she was like, he's hardworking, and in the middle of this, he's still coming to work, and he's just, nothing changed because of what was going on, right? People getting sick, nothing changed. When he was able to go back to work, he was back to work. He was faithful. He was steady. He's just this man of integrity. Someone you can count on, right? Someone who is loved by many. If you meet him, man, this guy has this sweet spirit, like just sweet soul. He's a wonderful person. Not because he's my husband, I'm saying it's the truth, and thank God he's my husband. But what I'm saying is he got the significant raise, and he said something like, when he got the raise, his boss said something to him like, she said, "Oh, my George is not going anywhere," because I think a lot of people were leaving. There was a lot going on. So when he said that, I'm like, oh, that is so sweet. But then I paused for a while, and I was able to discern something. I was able to realize that this raise was not what God was already revealing to us. He was dismantling things. And I'm like, God is not going to bless something that I'm seeing he's already dismantling, and that we already know that what I went through, he would have to go through the same thing. So I said to my husband, I said, no, this is not God. This is a setup by the enemy. And it's a trap so that we don't continue to pay attention to what God is doing, because we're praying and we're asking God for direction. So if we just believe this is of God, you're going to stop being on high alert and expecting God to respond. So what looked like God was actually not God. And I said to my husband, I said, listen, when push comes to shove, and this thing will be regulated everywhere, it's going to be demanded everywhere. I said, she will not be able to choose you. She will have to abide by the rules that the state is now implementing. And guys, sure enough, the time came and they were regulating this everywhere. You had to take this in order for you to work in New York City, everywhere. So when he declined and he sent a lovely email and he said to them, listen guys, this has nothing to do with y'all, but it has everything to do with my belief, my faith, and all of it. She did not take it well, right? They did not take it well. And I can understand how they couldn't take it well, because he was her go-to guy at the office. He was the one that she had leaned on for years. So I can understand how she felt like him saying, no, I can't. Because when it came, the email came saying, they're recommending this, are you going to take it or are you not? And he had to send a nice email to his manager and everything. And he had a conversation with his boss. And she basically, to her, it felt as if he was being selfish and that he was abandoning his team. And it had nothing to do with the team. There are times in life where you have to obey God rather than man. You have to do what God is telling you to do rather than trying to please someone you love, someone with whom you have a great relationship. And the majority of times you will lose contact because people are not going to understand why you're choosing God over something that seems simple to them. But it was not simple. God was doing something beyond our comprehension. Okay, so after that happened, we started realizing that even though he was not working and I was not working, God was doing something in our marriage which was wonderful. We realized that we were both stress-free, even though we didn't know where money was coming from to pay anything or to even eat. We were laughing, we were having us time. The joy of the Lord was so evident in our lives. We were drawing closer to each other. It's like God is like, I'm restoring you, even when you didn't even realize that you needed restoring, even when you didn't realize that your jobs were actually getting in between your marriage. So guys, there was this joy. We were happy and we were like literally making jokes and saying, can you imagine, we have no money, we don't know where we're paying the rent, we don't know how we're paying the rent at the end of the month, how we're eating, but we're just so happy, we're just so excited. But guys, God did something that was so beautiful, so wonderful. He was mending our marriage. He was fortifying our marriage in a way that we didn't even know we needed. Stay tuned for part 6.